Hey guys, welcome back to the next. Sorry. Snap. I start. Okay. Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the PostNite podcast. Today we're going to be talking about our experiences with N levels and maybe a bit of O levels here because Jin Xiang and I have a bit of experience. But today we mostly wanted to sort of give some advice, just share a bit of tidbits on how it's like to go through it. And so maybe your experience could be a little easier than what we've gone through. Because a lot of Sec 4s and Sec 5s right now are probably going through the same thing, and it's gonna be, like kind of the scariest moment in your life up to this point.
Yes, I agree.
So we're gonna start off first with Iman.
Okay. People say, from Sec 1, right? You think there is like any topic that all of them, the Sec 3, Sec 4s, need to take note that because it will be somehow be used or tested again in the N levels?
I can confidently say you don't have to give a crap about Sec 1. you don't need to. Come on, it's factual, it's facts here.
I would say if math, right, algebra only.
No, honestly, what I would say is for Sec 1 and 2, just enjoy your life, right?
Yeah.
You don't need to care too much about your studies. Just
That's what Jin Xiang did. So
that's what I did, and I still make it somehow. So not somehow. You will make it, alright? With consistent effort.
make it.
In Sec 3 and 4, if you study hard in Sec 3, you will make it. But you must study extra hard in Sec 3. That's the thing.
Yeah, so actually the preparation starts in Sec 3 instead of Sec 4 lah.
Well, I mean, you can start preparing a bit in Sec 2, but generally Sec 1, you don't have to give a shit about it. So sorry for the stuff, sorry. But you don't have to really care much about the syllabus not in Sec 1.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. I think that certain things in Sec 1 are helpful in the future. For example, remember the formats for English. Those are very important because sometimes you may forget it and they come out. You might need those.
They do give recaps in Sec 3 and 4, I suppose.
I know, it's just good to pay attention.
Yes.
but I didn't, so yeah, it's whatever.
Jin Xiang everybody. But other than that, math is also another thing. I will admit, I don't pay a lot of attention to math in Sec 1 or Sec 2 or in general. But you do have to care when Sec 3 rolls around because I mean, I didn't care as much in Sec 3, but I only really started like putting like consistent effort in Sec 4. And it turned out kind of alright, but don't do what I did, just start early. You won't regret it if you start early. I know it seems like a lot of work and you just want to like do other things because secondary school is probably the most fun you have in life before it starts to go downhill. So I understand like, I mean, at the same time, everyone, of course, just wants to cling on to their shop a little longer, and I get that. But you have to just really just stick with it. Stick with the program, and you can make it too, just like us.
Yeah. But it's quite a difficult 2 years lah. But after all of that hardship, right, you got months of holidays, man.
That is if you get into poly now. But if you were to go IT, then you only have
start early.
3 months.
Yeah. Even that one, what? Sec 4 also 3 months only.
3 months still a lot.
Yeah, it's still a lot. But Sec 3, for you guys, right? Which one is the most hardest subject for you to study for N level?
Oh no.
Okay.
I want to say definitely, absolutely, without a doubt, history. Everyone
Agree.
watch out for history.
Yes, I agree.
Math
Well,
really hard, but
Rena is only saying this because she started a bit later.
excuse me, I did my job, okay?
You want to say specifically history or humanities, including social studies?
I'll just say humanities. I'll throw social studies into the pit of fire as well, why not? Just so you know that you have 2 books to read, okay? I'm not we're not saying here that you didn't do enough work, Jinjiang. People, just remember that whatever you're going through, okay, that humanities will be the hardest thing to go through. It really is. So much remembering. You gotta memorize. You just sit on top of the fridge because you keep crying last night. You cannot go back into bed anymore. I speak for everyone when I say that.
Yeah, history students, you have, I'm not sure about how is geography. None of us take geography here. But history students, you have 2 times of humanities lah. Total how many books? 3 books, right? 3 books.
3 books.
1 thick social studies book, 2 history. But for what?
But to be fair, the thinner history book is just a little bit only. You don't have to study entirely.
The second book, right?
Yeah, there's
one?
also O-level syllabus. There's no needed for M-level.
For the blue book, we are just studying on Korean War and also Cold War.
Yeah.
Start basic English. How do you think we should study English for N-levels?
You can't study
You
English.
can't study English.
You can't
You
study
can.
English.
In fact, you can.
You can. Really? You can.
I studied English. Well, I mean, English is a lifelong learning thing. You can't just learn specifically at one point and then just dip off. I really enjoy reading and writing. That's probably why I got an advantage.
But that's technically studying well.
Yeah, because I enjoy like composition writing, and I don't know, and I don't know how to explain to other people because whenever I just see the question, I'm just thinking about the storyline.
Yes.
For example, see.
Yeah.
For it was N level, right? Yeah, there was the question of surprise in the door. I don't know what the thing was again, and then I just described this whole storyline of a child and his mother just moved another part of the country, and then this old friend came by. It was just this sweet story, and I wrote it, and it just comes to me, right? With writing, you really have to enjoy what you're doing.
I used to have your passion on writing, but I don't know what happened. It just seeps away from me. Now I just see questions as very formal, thing. Yeah, I don't know. I used to have your passion. I don't know why. It just seeps away from me.
Success is the enabler of self-doubt, right? As long as you continue going forward and you think you're succeeding, things will always feel like kind of bad in the back of your head. To me at least. So, with Jinxiang, of course, I think the reason why, I don't even know why I said the sentence before, it doesn't even correlate to what he said, but what he's going through is, you have passion in something because I think you're not forced to put a lot of work and stress into it, right? You feel more relaxed, and the idea is that you just enjoy what you're doing, and then things start to come up creatively. However, when put in a situation where you're supposed to think about it strategically and under a lot of pressure, I think you start to lose the passion for it because you associate it with something bad. That's why I don't think a lot of people lose their interest in English and stuff like that. It's because
Yeah.
Yeah, but I just like to say about writing. Yeah, writing is fun. I don't know why, but for me, I enjoy creating a story. Getting the imagines inside the head. Because there's one time, right, I write a compo. It was during the first circuit breaker. It was for mother tongue, and it was typing, and I got a lot of ideas inside my head. Then I keep typing, then it looks like I'm somehow writing a novel. I sent to my mother tongue teacher. She said it's too long. Composition shouldn't be this too. It's very long. She said.
Sometimes you get so carried away, it's actually scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Mine said it's too short. Oh man, this sucks.
If whoever, right, my advice for you, right, is that if you really have a hard time coming up with storylines and stuff like that, do not choose the ones that are for creative thinking. Choose the ones that make sense and are structured to you, like discursive and whatnot. Those that needs points and evidence and something you can relate to. For example, school and whatnot. Those are the easier ones for you. Pick those and get it over with.
Yeah,
Right.
don't do the one with the rebuttal.
Just stick to a specific topic. Like always try to relate the question to a specific topic that you're familiar with. Yeah. If you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for example, if you like writing about school, then try to relate the question that may come out in an exam. Try to relate that question. Try to relate that topic to the question. You'll make your life easier. That's the strategy I use.
So you prefer narrative or discursive?
I wrote discursive.
You wrote it.
Because my grammar isn't good, so I know I'm gonna make a ton of mistakes in narrative.
Mm.
I love narrative.
So I just stick to discursive. Everything past tense. Let's go.
Yeah, everything plus sense. But yeah, sticking to one question is a way for you to survive compo. But for me, it depends on the situation itself. Because what if you like narrative, but when during the exam, right, you cannot structure a story, and you saw the discursive is somehow easier.
Yeah.
Just choose whatever works for you, honestly. Even if it's argumentative, just do it.
Yeah.
Don't be a one trick pony. You know. Don't just go discursive. Have
A variety.
Don't be so linear about it. No, it's not a choice. It's a demand. You cannot be too linear, or you will die.
Depends. I mean, whatever works for you works for you, and you can always pick the easy way out in some certain circumstances. But it's good to have more tools in your belt.
Well, but you have to have plan B.
Yeah, of course. I'm saying it's good to have like other knowledge and stuff, but if you can find something that you're like very good at, that you can definitely know you can do very well in, then just do that.
That depends on circumstances. If the question that come up isn't in favor against you to you, then then you have to pick the one that you're uncomfortable with.
Yeah.
Just did editing and TYS only. That's the only thing you can do actually for English. Do it.
Oh right, TYS.
Yeah, TYS is like a weapon, man.
It's your best
Friend.
You have to use it. It's very cheap as well.
I don't know. I didn't really do that. I looked at the TYS, of course, but excuse me, but but the hardest thing was for me for English, it was always visual text. It's just so weird because, for example, not for example.
They are too linear about it. They only accept that one answer. You know, if your answer is just even slightly out of that answer that they accept, right, you are automatically marked wrong. There's no half mark in English. That's why it's so scary about English.
But do you think mother tongue is the same?
English to me is much easier because even though right there's like all these present past tense whatever, you always have extra time in English. You always find that
That's true.
You always have time to move back one. For some reason, for those subjects that you really need extra time, it's so short. But for English, they give you like all the time in the world.
Not really. Like, let's say you're struggling trying to pick out the storyline that which happen in some instances, then you're basically screwed. I think that's a fail-safe for people who may struggle with it. So
I know, but history is an hour 50 minutes, and English is an hour 45 or 30. Are you serious? No, history is more, I think, right? Because for some questions for English, it's fill in the blanks. That doesn't take that much time, but history does, and I'm so angry about that.
So yeah, I think both language, English and mother tongue, first is understanding, and then your dedication to do it, your willingness to do it.
language-wise, it's not about whether you study or not. It's about how you use it, and like Reina said, it's a never-ending learning process when it comes to language. You can't just study. It's not like history, just memorize and form on paper. It's not that simple.
Yeah, because for those who are bad at English or bad at Chinese, you know that certain vocabulary just can't come to you, and all these words, right? It's just you find them in like books and stuff, like so it's a process of accepting. I mean, I don't really love Chinese books. That's why my vocabulary is like very like small. But for English, of course, I do a lot of reading and I love to write. Of course, I find out all these words and I can add them. So it's about willingness to just learn in all sorts of different places, either books or writing or reading, doesn't matter.
But generally, the tip I can give for people who struggle with language is just read more, pay attention, just have more general knowledge.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's move on to...
before we move on, right? Rate 1 to 5 for language. What is the difficulty? Reina, start with you.
1 to 5 difficulty. Honestly, for Chinese, I'll give it like a 4. For English, like 1.
Okay.
It really depends on what you're good at. Jinxiang, you.
English I got a 2 and Chinese I got a 2.
No, the level of difficulty.
The level of difficulty. Okay. Do you have a skill?
1 to 5.
1 to 5. English I'll say it's 2 for me, and for Chinese it's a 2 or 3, some in between there.
Okay, right. 2.5 ah?
2.5.
For me, English is 3, mother tongue 2. Okay, let's move on to
English, 3 mother tongue is 2. How much do you get in there?
B3.
B?
Yeah, I get B3.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you mean? Why? What?
Wait, but you got into like such a good. I thought English had to be like very good.
PFP, English minimum B3. But for group 2 courses, A2. I cannot go group 2.
Okay, good for you. Oh my god, I was so scared for you for a second. I was like, oh my god. But then I realized he really got into the school. I'm like,
Yeah, he paid extra, man. Nah, I'm just joking.
Huh? I paid extra? Okay, science. Reina, you take what? You take what? Chem Bio.
biology different from both of you. So
Let me just get this out. Science is easy. You just need you just need to listen to class. Alright, it's easy.
Yes, it's doable lah. Seriously, it's doable. Why Reina? Why you shake your head?
What's it easy?
tell you, I mean, I'm good at science personally. However, it is not easy for everyone, and I want to say that for on behalf of everyone.
No.
It's doable lah.
I'm not saying it's easy as shit.
You just did. You said this is easy. My name is Jin Xiang.
No. Let me get this. Yeah, listen to me.
Okay.
Alright, let me just get this. I'm not saying it's easy as in everyone will get the hang of it. I'm saying it's easy as in the requirement to score well isn't hard. It isn't hard. Like, you just need to pay attention to class. Like, it's literally like whatever is tested in the exam, right? It's already told to you in the paper, in the notes they are given. You just need to study them.
Study and memorize. That is
You just need to memorize. Like, it's just pure memory work.
because
It's not just about that, right? You can
But
memorize it.
no, you still have to learn how to apply it. Yeah, but it's mostly memory work. I would say 60% memory work, 40% learning how to apply it.
yeah.
No. There's another element to it.
Okay, what?
And that is luck, goddammit. I will tell you, in the exam, right? Of course, memorizing these things is not hard, right, folks? Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you here. There's a lot of repetitiveness and a lot of listing. It's not that difficult, right? It's not history, okay? However, I have to say the exams, for some reason, never really come out with what you've studied. Okay, it's always some obscure topic that you could that's like near the back or in the middle of the notes that you have, and they on paper, right, you think this doesn't come out, but it does, and that's the frustrating part about it. Like, you memorize all these things, right, like the reactivity list and whatever you think is gonna help you, it doesn't. You memorize all those for nothing, by the way. Like, some of these points, they come out, you know them, and it's great, but some of them you just don't know why, for some reason it's there, and it just doesn't make sense why this question of all things coming out. That's what frustrates me.
So that's why memorizing isn't enough. You have to do a lot of papers, like
Yeah.
high school paper. So you get the feel of what will probably come up in the actual exam.
Yes.
And don't do those easy ones. Obviously goes without saying. You have to do the hard ones.
Especially don't leave your TYS lah, because your TYS is basically your past and level papers. So
Yeah.
and if you look at the pattern, it's like we said, it's repetitive. You would be able to understand and be able to know what is the answer if you practice that TYS properly. Because sometimes it's just the same directly the same question. Maybe they can change some bit, but it's asking for the same thing. So
They can change the phrasing of how they give you the question, but ultimately it's still
yes.
the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't screw up drawing. It's literally 3 months for you, right?
Yes, don't screw up.
Don't screw up your drawing.
Cam, do not screw up Cam's drawing.
And always read the question. You may think you know what they're trying to say, but if you read carefully, something is always different about it, and you're going to miss it eventually, and you're going to lose the easy marks. So read it carefully. I don't say this from experience.
Don't
Yes.
underestimate
The paper itself.
Like it may look easy, but
Not always.
always gonna be a bomb down there. Yeah.
It's using your confidence to its advantage. It's going to
Yeah.
trick you.
Yes.
Read the question.
But that's not to be misinterpreted. That's not to be mistaken that N-level is hard. No, it's
Yeah.
not hard. It's doable. Come on.
Yeah, it's okay to be confident but not over lah. Yeah, especially Cam. What topic is it? Got the funnel, that one. The one that have a lot of formula, a lot of formula one.
Are you talking about metals, the thing that goes inside and what comes out?
Ah yes.
That one's easier than just
Huh?
that one's easier than titration. I will say that.
No, I think you misunderstood.
Slag comes out.
Oh, yeah.
Comes out.
Yeah, that
Why
one.
is that easier?
No, but you know you got one whole page of formula.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't learn any of those.
That one is. I will not say do not leave it but there is one challenge to remember one goal.
Something from that one.
Yes.
You'll bring up something and you forget it because you didn't study and you think, oh, it's gonna be fine. I don't need this. You will.
But I memorize every single one.
Wow, serious I cannot that formula I cannot remember at all. I can only remember what Mr. Wan said about Casio.
Satan works hard, but Chin Xiang works harder. He has memorized everything and he will know everything.
Oh right. By the way, I just want to say, N-level may not be too linear with what the question they give you. So sometimes one question they may only test one chapter, but the harder question they may test two chapters at once. So they will
Yes.
merge two chapters with one class,
Mhm.
merge two topics in one question.
Yep.
That is where the learning how to apply comes. You cannot just buy and memorize. You have to understand as well. So yeah.
Yes.
Another advice I have to give to this one, right, is don't try to memorize something you already know. It doesn't help. I know you think it's okay, I'm good at this one, I'm just gonna keep memorizing this one. I know it's obvious that you should work on the one that you're bad at, but people love to focus on things that they're good at to sort of keep it in their head. It's not helping. The chances are, if you already know the information, you will know how to answer the question. But the ones that you do not know, you should study on that one because they will confuse you because you will not know how to answer. Yeah, don't forget. And that is mostly science. Wait,
That
I'm
one's
talking about
chem.
bio.
Yeah.
I'm talking about bio.
Let's see Reina's bio. How was it, Reina?
You do physics first.
I do
Bio
physics first.
is one of all three. Bio.
人像 physics hard or not?
Physics is okay. I'll take back what I say about 60% memorizing and 40% applying. Because physics is the exact opposite. Yeah, you can memorize all you want, but you really got to
Know how to apply.
formulas that you memorize.
Yes.
It's not your skill. It's not your skill. Physics is hard. I would
Yeah.
say physics is hard.
Physics. It got a lot of tricks lah. If you never read properly, you can easily just lose 1-2 marks.
Like some questions are really straightforward. You just gotta apply the formula, that's all. But other questions you can't simply do that. You know, there's a little bit of algebra inside. Not difficult algebra, but it's about how you get to that formula. That is,
Yeah, you have to manipulate.
yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Sometimes it's like a few formulas all in one question.
For bio, I don't know. Like I didn't know I had a choice to take bio, so I just took physics. But if I had a choice, but back then if I knew I had a choice, I would have taken bio. Because of the one chapter I like the most.
What is it?
You guys got easy.
Sexual reproduction.
Oh yeah.
I know you will say. Okay. But physics, don't forget your that one. Units. It's basically math lah. Some why?
Wait, bio, right? I memorized everything about sexual reproduction, and I was so good at it. I could name you what each part of the reproductive system does. Like, yeah, okay, I'm not gonna get sensitive, but these things I will skip out all my notes. But I was so good at it. Like, I knew everything what each part does and everything. And then they cancelled it. They removed it from the exam, and I was pissed. I studied all that for nothing, for literally nothing. Oh God.
Yeah,
But
some
bio is
topics they tell us last minute. Is it like can I say last minute? Not really lah. Not really lah.
Kind of towards the end there, but not really last minute.
How was bio?
It's very hard. I will tell you that some of it it's free write questions, and those are the hardest type of questions. Like sometimes you need to add a bit of your own opinion here and there. There's no like direct answer sometimes. It's very hard. Like I know certain things about nicotine and like all that stuff that I need to do for respiratory system, right? I can tell you the bad effects, but then it will give me questions like, okay, so why is smoking bad for a pregnant mother? Then you have to explain the whole process of how it affects the child too, and you don't really know that. It won't tell you the notes, but it's a mess. It's a hot mess. But the rest is mostly fine, I guess. It's just a lot of obscure questions as well they like to give you, and some of them you just don't think they come out, but they do. It's a mess. And the things that you think are gonna come out doesn't come out. You study for nothing. That's my issue with science.
Bio is fun until you are told to memorize everything. Yeah.
Yeah, learning is fun.
Sure.
No, not for me then.
Yeah. Jin was good at it, but does he like it? I don't know.
I who say I was good at it?
Everyone, because you are. Because you are. If anyone has seen Jin Xiang's social studies cheat notes, you will know how much how much he writes and how hard he works. If I have a picture of it, I will show you.
That's I have to say. You cannot just work hard, you have to work smart. Working hard doesn't mean guarantee success. You have to take note of that. Alright? You can working hard doesn't mean you will get what you want. It's a matter of how smart you work. How smart you work as well. Like for example, I'll give you an example. I have one friend called Su Qing, for people who he don't study much at all, but he knows how to he really knows how to study smart. Yeah. So and you know what's the thing? You know, in Sec 3 he doesn't take his work seriously, but in Sec 4 he made a
comeback.
very humongous comeback. Right? Yeah. It was an epic comeback. He went from 0 to 100, like straight.
Yeah.
He went from a 18 pointer to how much he got? Same as me. Yeah. So it's not about working hard, but I mean it is, but it is majority about working smart as well. It is. Please don't study like 23 hours a day. Don't do that. That's not gonna help you in any way. The minds work best when you study bit by bit. Yeah.
The more you take, the less you have.
The more, yeah.
The difficulty level again.
Oh God. Here we go. Alright, let's see. Science, I'll give it. How much should I give for science again? I think it's 2. Yeah, that's not bad at all. I'll give it a 4. 5 out of 5.
Difficulty, yeah.
Wait, the higher the number, the more difficult is it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
I mean, everything turned out well, but that doesn't mean it felt okay.
Yeah, the struggle is real.
I'll give it a 2.
The fact is just so simple for other people to just say that, oh, it's 2, it's no big deal.
It would have been 1 if physics is not there. Yeah, I deflect, sorry.
It's fine, he's given the other version. Alright, how about you, Iman?
3. I'll give it a 3.
Moving on, let's see, what else?
The infamous one, history. That's all it's humanities.
Okay, humanities. Let's go. The most hated one.
History is humanities is like it's very unpredictable. It's luck based. Alright, it's luck based.
It's the worst.
Well, it's luck based if you didn't study the entire if you don't study the 3 books you're given. But if you study the 3 books you're given, then it's basically free mark for you. Yeah. Well, as for the section B at least, the SBQ. The SBQ it's unpredictable.
My advice mostly is to pray for mercy. Because for history, you can memorize as much as you want. You can cram as much information as much as you want, right? But at the end of the day, if it doesn't come out, all that you have learned is for nothing, right? Because the idea of you memorizing everything that could come out is impossible for anyone. Unless because you have an eidetic memory, then I'm so jealous of you. But that's really how you can survive, is learn a bit of something with each one and pray that you know how to write the rest. Because as for me, I memorize paragraph by paragraph and that's what.
Don't study word for word. That is the worst way to study for history. But unless it's just like one chapter, like let's say for weighted assessment, then you're free to do that.
But don't do that for yeah. There are some things that you need to focus on. Better for you to focus on these things inside the topic, right, rather than focus on everything. For example,
word for word, it's miserable.
That's why I did it, but it's not helpful. I did it because when it comes to writing your own thing, right, I struggle a lot with that because I need time and space and less pressure to do it, and that's when words start to flow out. And even then, right, the information will never be fully correct. And so that's why I memorize word for word, because I rather just put everything out there and just not have to think about it in that moment. But that and then I can do memory retention. I just memorize each paragraph word for word. I just walk around the table and just test myself. And that works sometimes for weighted assessments and stuff like that. And you will remember it. It's very good at memorizing. However, if you're trying to memorize a lot of things, right? 2 books, chances are you really don't want to use that method. It doesn't help.
Okay.
It didn't help for me.
I just gotta say, from my perspective, right? Okay, this is coming from someone who has short-term memory. It is in my medical book. It's proven I have short-term memory a little bit. Yeah, like I forget things quite easily. Okay, I'm gonna do a bit of flexing here, alright? Right now you can build me if you want. Alright. And I still got a 1 for humanity. It's doable. It's a matter of starting early. It's a matter of starting early. It's a matter of studying smartly and knowing what are the most important bits that you have to memorize. And I'm not trying to say that you can't do what he did. You can do, but do it partially. That's what I did as well. Don't memorize legit everything word for word. My tip is, let's say there's some vocabulary that is hard to memorize. Search Google and find an easier word to replace the word. Yeah, that'll be easier as well. And don't memorize without writing. Just keep writing. Like buy 3 stacks of PostNite paper and just keep writing.
yeah, Jin Xiang did that.
That's what I actually did. Yeah, that's what I actually did.
I still can remember. He every time it's like free lesson recess, he will be sitting down there on his table writing.
And don't do it like on the last month. Let me tell you, it's impossible to memorize 3 books in 1 month. That's impossible. You gotta do it at least 3 months earlier.
1 month, 1 book.
What? One group. No, that's too much. 3 weeks, I would say 3 weeks for the for the no 1 month for the history for the social study book, 3 weeks for the history book, the thick one, and 1 week for the last one, the last history book. And then the remaining months that you have, right? You just gotta drill into your brain. Just keep redo the entire thing, revise the entire thing. That's it.
Yeah. I
Well,
forgot.
SPQ is just memorize the format. There's nothing much you can do.
Yes, it's basically I would say luck plays a huge part in SBQ.
Last year was a disaster. The social study just pulled a plot twist, and it was just too. I think there was too IE, right?
Yeah, but there was one question, right? We did not even see it inside a WA. There's one question that our teacher never even teach, but suddenly that thing pops up.
Yeah, that's why you gotta study your content, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's 3 marks if you study.
A mess. I mean, it's just a hot mess. I mean, with history and social studies, like they said, it's really about luck and whatnot. But at the same time, there's only so much you can remember, and whatever you can remember, just remember that, just keep those information in the back of your head. Don't try to force feed it with anything else. If you think you've reached the limit of how much you can remember, just remember what you have, and if it doesn't come out, then just know you tried your best, and it's impossible to learn everything. It's impossible to cram everything inside your head. Right? Unless because you understand it, then I think that's easier. Yeah, don't memorize, understand.
Yeah.
Yeah. For history, find a priority on which. I'm not saying which topic you need to memorize everything, but in each topic there are certain things that I would not say they are completely not important, but it's not a yes. For example, Hitler, right? I don't think you would really need to focus on the topic for what on its army. It's I forgot the name and everything already. But Hitler's army. Yeah, for me no. Sorry, rules everything. Secret police. Yeah. I would say that thing it's not really a priority. There are other things that you need to remember, like his policies, his economic policies, his style of dictatorship, how he rise to power. That is way more important than that. Those are just like secondary lah. You can, if you have this information inside your head, it's somehow a bonus. Yeah.
It's good to know.
But not a priority. Yes. And SEQ also. There are certain ways you can use it. And like Reina said, do not memorize, understand. For me, history is basically a story. So you need to understand its flow lah, from the beginning and what is the climax, how it ends. For me, understanding the flow, you'll be able to understand why this person do this kind of things to rise to power. Then slowly you understand why Stalin have this kind of economic policies, why Hitler did this kind of things to make his way to power, what are the effects on his journey. For me,
Hey, I'm so jealous of whoever got Stalin for their SEQ.
last year was what?
If you got Stalin for your SEQ, use that to your advantage, because
it's the easiest.
you're gonna get away with it the easiest.
Last year was what? SEQ.
Last year was Stalin. Last year was Hitler. Sorry.
Hitler.
Wait, sorry. Last year as in our one or the one before?
No, our one.
Our one. Oh, last year was a topic that was not tested, and the Cold War. Yeah.
Cold War. Yeah.
Understanding never worked for me, so I always have to do memorization for history.
No, it works for everyone. It's just that we don't have enough time.
Mm-hmm.
You can understand it. Don't do what I did. But if you want to,
everyone
then-
can understand. With enough time, you will eventually understand. Just that we don't have enough time, so we have to resort to more primitive ways.
I know it's tempting to just memorize it and just not learn and understand and learn it, but I think it really helps.
Honestly, that's like naive. No, sorry. Okay, I'm not gonna get political here. I'm not gonna get political.
But some people just think history, open a book, you memorize. No, you need to understand. If you don't understand, there's no way you're gonna memorize that. Especially for SEQ, because SEQ is essay, right? So you're basically telling the storyline, the flow of the incident, why the effects, everything. So if you don't understand, you can write well, but you may not explain it thoroughly. Like explain it.
You don't know
Very
what
good.
the hell you're writing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's harder to understand. You can try to read it, and then all of a sudden, when you finish reading, you realize, wait, what did I just read? And then you start from the beginning.
Because sometimes we read in big chunks, you know. The textbook is in one whole paragraph. So I would say find the points lah. Your book, you should highlight it. Find the points. Then you connect the points that you. For me, study history. Right? Why? You know.
I can't do that because once I start highlighting, I realize I highlighted the whole thing.
Yeah, for me, study history. You find the points. You understand it. Then you you somehow will find a way to connect it. The most important things, right, are the points. It's not how the way you write it, following how the textbook shows it. It's most importantly you show the point inside your essay. Understanding that factor, that point is the most important. Not just reading and memorizing.
I mean, I get that, but at the end of the day, you try your best, and no one can blame you for history. That's the one thing I would never blame you on, history.
Yeah, but it's heavy lah. History cannot like it's heavy.
Social studies is about the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, just add everything we say, add all the negative we say and times it about 10 trillion times. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Yeah, don't worry. Alright. Also, I'll give you one tip. You can, towards the end of once your teachers have finished teaching all the content and you can. I wouldn't recommend you do that. I wouldn't recommend you to do this, but you can start skipping school.
Skipping.
And use that time. On those days that you skip school, right, when you're at home, right, just solely focus on humanities.
Okay, don't skip school.
Yeah. No. Once all the content are been taught and your homework, right? I mean, you can do that. You have to do that. No, sorry, you have to do that. But if you really can't find the time, no, you have to do that. But they are not your priorities now. Your priority is your own self-initiated learning.
You heard it here, folks. It's compulsory to leave school and never come back.
No. I'm just trying to say, once your teachers finish teaching you all the content, there's basically, there's a point in having school, but they are basically just gonna help you revisit all the topic and revise with you. But it's so slow, it's so slow. And how long do you have to each lesson? 1 hour max?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Humanities is 1 hour.
There's not much time. You may as well just stay at home and do it yourself. You have all the time in the world. And that's my tip. But if you are not brave enough to skip school, then don't. Well, don't skip school. Don't learn from me. But don't learn from me.
That Jason loves to leave school. Can I just say?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
He just loves to leave school.
But,
I mean, he does very well.
But you have to skip school for honorable reason.
Mm-hmm. If you want a tip, rewriting the notes actually. Like I say, when you understand the plot, everything. Why, Reina? Why are you laughing?
The bird's just in the background.
Sorry. Yeah, but yeah, when you understand the plot, understand the points, basically you can write, and you understand the flow already. Basically, you can write out on your own how you want to structure that that factor, but make sure you use your textbook as a reference, because the textbook is the most correct way lah. Yeah, confirm whatever is stated in there will be tested. So make sure when you write, whatever you are writing, understanding in your own notes does not differ 100% from the textbook itself, or not there's something wrong. Yeah, I actually write for every topic I came up with my own notes, and that helps your memorizing.
Well, everyone has their own learning style. So what may work for Iman may not work for you. So it's just a suggested learning style. So you don't have to necessarily follow it. If tearing a book is your cup of tea, and go ahead. Yeah.
See, I don't have a learning strategy, so I just, in that moment, whatever, if I can get information in my head, then so be it. There'll be a lot of...
skill.
Oh god.
Let's start with Iman.
What is it?
Difficulty skill.
Oh, difficulty skill 4. Okay, 5 humanities is 5.
Oh my god.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say 5.
5. Okay. I'm gonna say 3.5.
If any of the juniors listening, right, you have Miss Gao as your math teacher, appreciate her, man.
I mean at most, like you're gonna get 8 to like that's the minimum. Come on.
The way she teach is just perfect.
It's boring. It's boring if you don't. If you. Well, I mean, it is boring. Alright, I'll just put it there.
But that's just because math is boring. You can't argue with that.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you were to pay attention and get past the boringness, right? She is actually a really good teacher. No,
If you hear what she says.
No, good is an understatement. Sorry, it's better than that. It's better than that, right?
I like how we're saying this, right? We're helping those N levels, but we're just targeting students at Fuba and they don't know it yet. Sorry, this is for people who are in Fuba, right? You know what? There's no misguidance
yeah,
in
the
the
luck.
school, sorry. Because once you actually listen to this girl, like, I mean really listen, she actually knows how to explain it in a way that you understand. That once you listen to her, you're like, oh yeah, I get it. Like you will have that moment if you truly listen. But if math is too boring, then I don't blame you either. So.
But you have to, but you have to salute her effort.
You have to listen. It's a choice. No, it's not a choice.
It's a demand.
Right. You have to listen. Because she really you can tell she really puts in a lot of effort.
Yes.
I mean, if you're having I get it, right? Okay, math is boring. And sometimes you just can't listen, and, well, I get that. But, you know, if you really do need help, just ask for Ms. Gao and she will find you. Because literally she will never ditch class for a day. And if she does, she will find you through a computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no what you won't see her unless it's the weekend.
If you listen and you try to understand it, right? Because a lot of the times people say that they don't like math or they don't understand math. Chances are they just really cannot listen. And that's an issue, and we have to talk about making math interesting. Not making math interesting, but like sort of.
You can't make math interesting.
You can't,
That's
but
impossible.
you just have to find a reason and motivation to do math. That's your best hope. If you can find a motivation, you can find something to help you out. Math
So what's
is
the
not
motivation to do math? You're not gonna apply what you learn in math into the real. You're gonna
Exactly. Use that uselessness to your advantage.
Yeah.
It's only a while, guys.
Well, no, it's not a while. It's gonna club to your brain like a tumor for the rest of your life. No, not for the rest of your life. For the rest of your education years.
And while it's easy to learn math, it's also very easy to forget.
No, I'm not saying it's easy to learn math. It is hard to understand it.
I don't know how you want to say understand math, because I basically don't understand math. Like I really understand it, but for me, I basically memorize the steps, memorize formulas, memorize the steps.
That's what a lot of people told me as well.
Really understand math, like you really know why you need to do this step, or you just memorize the steps.
No, I just do it. It doesn't make sense. I just do it.
Certain topics,
Certain topics you memorize
certain
or what?
topics, like algebra, I just memorize. Yeah, because that's basically what Iman, not Iman, like what Miss Kao taught us. She never really explained why we have to do this certain step. She just said, "Oh, do it."
Yeah,
But
this is a step.
Yeah, this is a step. Yeah, but like for other topics such as circles.
Circles okay lah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I
That one is
actually know
okay.
what to do. Like, I actually don't understand every single thing.
Mm-hmm.
But math is not really about understanding. It's about more of applying. It's not more of applying what you have learned. Well, that is more for the educational math. If you are a mathematician, then yeah, that's a different story. You actually have to understand. You can't just apply. This goes deeper, this goes deeper. It's more about the educational system, but I don't want to be too political here. So,
Yeah, sure. I mean, for math at least, everyone just needs a little help with math, right? It's not something I do myself. My mom's a math teacher, so like the months leading up to N levels, I just had her help me, like teach me, and I got it. It just takes time and a little help. Everyone needs a little help.
Yeah, math takes time to understand or memorize the way you need to do that question.
Everything takes time, but math just needs a little extra time.
But math again,
you shouldn't do math on a day when you're feeling moody or like you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do math on a bad day. But not that you have the liberty to, you have the choice to do so. If it's nearing out the exam, you have to study every day. But if you're having a bad day, you obviously can't concentrate and you will not be able to do math. Yeah.
but again, math, your weapon is your TYS itself. Seriously,
It's just a lot of
Practice,
grinding, right?
yeah.
It's just grinding.
grind. Yeah, but you need a lot of practice Seriously, you
Just
need a lot of
paper after
practice.
Paper after paper after paper.
That is the beauty of math.
Difficulty scale 2.
Oh god.
2. Okay, 2. Okay.
No, and 2.5 to 3 lah. Nice.
Alright. Right now?
4.
Oh. Okay. I'll give you a 5.
Oh my god.
Because Junsa have been like the way you speak, right? Like you're doing easy for math, but suddenly when you give 5, I was like so shocked.
He probably got higher than me for math. Everyone got higher than me for math. I don't know why you guys are like why you making it sound like it's harder.
No, because it is hard.
It's hard lah.
It is hard.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not trying to scare the juniors. They are listening to this, but it is hard. Alright.
So no, we have to scare you. Otherwise, you never.
Be prepared for
you
it.
never really take it. Yeah, you never take it. You have to get ready.
It is hard.
If
But
you
what I
think
can
this-
say is, then again, it's about dedication. Okay, hard work based off. Oh no, I can't say that. Hard work based off on certain circumstances. It's not guaranteed. Alright, okay. Any more subject? Yeah. Coursework, but that torn up your ass. That's the best way to describe it.
Coursework is the most beautiful and most heartbreaking thing you will ever do.
It's like that. It's like someone breathing next to you, constantly breathing next to your shoulder, and you can feel his breath on your shoulder. That's how I'll describe it.
It's like watching a murderer kill your child and you're powerless to help it.
No, I won't say no, it's not that bad.
It is pretty bad. I like it.
A lot of people exaggerate how bad coursework is, but I won't say.
Yeah, and I'm one of those people.
I don't want to say it's not bad. Like if you really manage your time, it is actually pretty manageable. It can even be smooth sailing. In fact, it can even be smooth sailing. if you really know how to, then it's actually quite. But I won't say the deadline is very luxurious. You don't have a lot of time, frankly speaking. But it's about managing your time, right?
Why right now?
I have one thing to say about coursework paper 2. The timeline is ridiculous. You are given 3 weeks to do, let's say, estimated 30 to 40 drawings. And those drawings are not like stickman type of standard. It's more impossible standard, yeah.
And people like Jinxiang will make you feel like you're the worst at it, but don't worry, you can get through it. You just have to rely on your own ability and don't look at the better people's work.
No, it's just that some people just have more willpower than others.
Okay. He's just breathing down my neck now.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's about willpower, okay? I did my work and I'm just saying that some of us like to take time without effort, and that's not something you should be ashamed of. If you want to put more effort into something, be my guest. That's exactly what I did. Maybe like 3 pieces for Charlotte and Jinxiang would be like 1 piece for me. And I'm putting the extra mile, okay? I'm adding detail, I'm adding shadow, but for some reason it always comes up flat. I will never know why. How do they do it so fast? I don't know. Okay, I wish I knew. God damn it. But yeah.
Also, you can't be too particular over a minor detail. It's very rushed, alright? It's like once I finish with this work, it's on to the next really.
No, I'm serious. Like,
there's no traffic for you to take breaks. It's always constantly moving. If you're not walking, you're crawling. If you're not crawling, you're sliding, I guess.
I love sliding. But I'm serious. No, if you need to take a writing break, right? Don't force something out of yourself. But whatever ideas you have, just put it down. You need it, right? Even if the ideas don't really make sense to you, you can sort of like make up a story of why they're good, right? But use all ideas, right? Don't be particular about the ideas. The one that you can be particular about is when you're actually doing the process, because you really want detail and you want them to be impressed. But when it comes to ideas, take anything you can get. You're just adding more stuff to your board, and that is very helpful.
Yes, and don't have this mindset that every single piece of a drawing has to be 100% perfect. Because your marker, right, they're not gonna actually take a magnifying glass and check through every single detail of the drawing. They only
have like
10
seconds.
10 seconds for each page. Yeah.
How many boards you guys need to draw?
O level is 8, right? Yeah.
One board, how many drawings?
Probably like 10.
Oh.
10.
No, mine is like 4, but I drew them really big. That's my little secret.
Yeah, but 10 or like 6. I don't know.
But if the idea is that if you have to draw small, make sure that you have plenty and they make sense and they are of some quality. And if you're doing them bigger, make sure the details are there, so that with such a small number they can see, okay, they spent time on this, and that's why, right?
Oh right, and ignore your teacher's deadline. They don't matter. What?
They really don't. They don't.
No, what really matters is the actual deadline that's given by what's that? Cambridge. Yeah, that. But I don't want to say that. I want that a nice organization. I don't know.
The name is Cambridge. Look it up.
Yeah,
anyway.
Yeah. That's the only deadline that matters. And
they will push you. Their whole goal is to push you to produce more work as much as you can. But remember,
what they are looking out for is quantity, which is not what you want. Not ideal.
They look for quantity or quality?
Quantity.
Serious? Or you need to give both?
It's ideal that you give both, but they always push you for more and more without you giving and doing quality work. I think that's just the staple in football. But just know that the deadline doesn't matter. Even if they threaten you to give or they'll deduct your marks somehow, that doesn't matter. Alright,
yeah, take the mindset of a Jonathan and apply it.
What is the mindset of a Jonathan?
So I don't-
Never do work, no matter the circumstance. Even if they sit next to you and they like, oh, so like, come on, you wanna do this? Just don't do it. Just
Focus
stare
on
at the
yourself.
paper. Yeah.
Focus on yourself, don't focus on others.
And never compare yourself to other people. That's what I did, and it doesn't help. You just end up more
I mean,
sad.
if you do it in a healthy way, it's fine. But if you are doing it in a really unhealthy way, like Reina described it,
Yeah, it was rough. Yeah, just don't compare yourself to people who are really fast. Okay.
that's what I say. You have to listen to what your teachers say. They will give you some really good advice.
Except for the time management thing, everything else is helpful.
Yeah, except for that. Yeah, they'll give you some really good advice. Alright, that's all we have to say.
No, come on, it's coursework.
Yeah, I was about to say Iman. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, FNN two parts. Your paper and also your basically your typing your document work. I would say FNN is doable, but you have to. I would say okay. I will talk about the document work first. Right. One tip for you guys is that when you type, when you do your task analysis, your research, everything, make sure your work, everything, right, links to each other. That is a tip because that helps you to get a higher mark in your task analysis and your research. And do your research properly. It's really important. Yeah. You may think that you may have enough, but really read back carefully what you are typing. What do you just type? You have a huge big amount of resources for your research. You have your textbook. I believe your teachers will also give books that will help you to do your research, and your the internet lah. Do not leave this kind of things. Your RDA table, your MHP. Do not leave it. Again, it helps in your research and deciding on what ingredients to use for your dish. Then for your writing, memorization is really important again. You need to memorize. It's a huge textbook lah. It's not that thick, but the amount of information that you need to absorb is quite a lot. Go one by one. Go chapter by chapter. Start with carbohydrates. Then you, for me, focus on poultry, vegetables, and fruits. This is the three most important that I would say will always come out. Cheese and yogurt, that kind of thing, is that it keeps turning. I cannot determine which is the priority of Cambridge that they will definitely test. And do mind maps. Keep on writing what you understand. Basically, do what you do for history, make notes for FNN. Seriously, it helps in your memorization. Be determined in what you in doing FNN. It's doable, seriously, it's doable. But if you don't put in that effort, there's no. I will not say confirm you will fail, but the chance for you to get a A1 is low. But if you do put your effort in FNN in terms of paperwork and also document, doing research on food, everything, getting A1 is damn possible.
Okay, wait. So, mind maps, does it really help though? I don't really trust mind maps.
In what, FNN?
No, just in general.
I would say in memorizing it helps lah. Memorizing it helps because you are writing about it. It helps for me on my side. It really helps. And do not give up lah doing FNN. If you think it's heavy, just stop for a while. Yeah, there are times where I also gave up. No, not gave up, but feel like I'm like damn tired doing FNN already. Especially memorizing on nutrients, vitamins and minerals. These two things. Understanding its memorizing its functions, its deficiency, the food products. Beef is like the most difficult thing to remember. It's easy. I would not say it's easy, but it's better when you read on carbohydrates, protein, fats. It's easier lah. If you master in understanding what about fats, proteins, and carbohydrates, you will be able to do it lah. Especially for essay when you talk about when you talk about the group, the group, the age group you should be okay. But don't throw away things like the reactions in food and also the nutrients. Okay, that's it.
Okay, I guess that makes sense for the end. These things, if you really think they can help you, then do take these advice. But at the end of the day, N levels is not bad at all. You just have to really pay attention to what's going on in class. The first step is listening. The second step is actually trying to do it. So
understand first. Then you try to do it.
So yeah, thank you for listening. This is our season finale. We won't be back for a while.
It's the end
It's not the end
for
it's the
season
end
1
now.
Season 1.
But the end is always the beginning.
If you guys want, I can type like a daily essay. I'm not good at that, but
A daily essay.
Yes, for what?
I don't know. Like never mind. You know what I'm saying.
No. Let's hear it. Say it.
No. As in, we can have let's say for example, we may not be able to meet with each other and talk and create a podcast episode for you guys, but we can post a really I mean we can type out like essay like on how our school are going and stuff. Maybe it's like a blog,
I think this is a blog now.
Maybe. But you want completely substitute for our
Podcast.
You want completely substitute our podcast, you always be the main thing.
Yeah, don't worry, you'll be back. Eventually,
Yeah, like, I don't know, like maybe 3 years? Yeah. No, I'm just joking.
I promise you will be doing this until we're 95.
Hopefully you can live that long.
We will live that long. I plan to live like 130.
Yeah, I think I better live till 69. Get the nice number going.
How about 420? You live until 420. Oh my god.
I don't want to see dinosaurs, man.
I really want you.
So yeah, that's the end of this week's episode, and also the official end of PostNite podcast season 1. Hopefully we'll be back with season 2, but we cannot tell you guys when we'll be back. We don't know yet. Now Reina is busy with NAFA. Me and Jun Xiang starting with poly already. So
Yeah.
we hope you
they're
guys.
going to work, so
Yeah, we hope you guys enjoy listening to the how many episodes? 7, if I'm not wrong. 7 episodes.
thank you, Anissa.
Yes.
The one person who listened like 67 times was the first one for me. Thank you.
Yeah, Nisa, if you agree with our our tips for N level, right? You comment down below. Tell your tips also. And
What?
tell tips.
Oh, tips. Okay. sure.
Okay, and before we stop, before we end the episode, we have a shout out for our sponsor. Not sponsor lah, just shout out for our friends. Alright, if you listen to the first episode, you would know about this shout out. Yeah, shout out to Dreamy_threads, which is a company. I would say a brand lah, owned by two female teens. One of them is our friend. Where they sell handmade scrunchies. So, any girls listening to this podcast, you can check out their handmade scrunchies. They show it themselves at their Instagram dreamy._threads. So like if your maybe Mother's Day is coming, your friend's birthday is coming, you can buy these scrunchies for them, and it's quite affordable actually. Yeah, you can check out. I will give you a link to their Instagram under the description below. So yeah, thank you Dreamy_threads for sponsoring us.
It's not a sponsor.
No lah, it's a shout out. Alright, yeah, support local.
Support local.
Alright, hopefully we'll be back with season 2.
We will be back. I will force you to be back. Thank you.
With a better quality in terms of our topics and also our audio. Maybe we can have visuals after this. We can meet at one place, have a room specially for our podcast. We can design it like with lightings and everything.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have like, I don't know, a studio? No. Like,
Yeah.
It's like where we can finally sit down and record places and we can talk.
Yes, and maybe we can have visuals also instead of just audio.
I don't know whether we'll get that well known to even need all those equipment, but we'll try.
Fine.
No, it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, we're doing this for ourselves anyway. It's not like it's for like it's not like it's like a big thing, but you know, this has been fun. I've had fun. Okay, bye.
So yeah, bye guys. Bye. PostNite podcast. Reina Tan has left the meeting.